Hi, I'm Tanya John. I was a former principal and now entrepreneur, sharing my best secrets with you guys about leadership. And when I look at one thing about leadership that stood out for me as far as what was able to grant me success and kind of like the success of those around me was, I would call it actually spiritual leadership. And I know that takes people to church when they hear the word spiritual, but I'm taking you to layman's church today. And so I'm excited about following this journey with you guys. And throughout my process, I have learned so much, and I want to share those tips with you. So I have 29 tips as far as how to be the best leader and lead through the heart, right? Not talking about God, it's just leading with the heart, and it's a little spiritual because you really need a lot of faith to do the work. Faith in the work, faith in yourself, faith in your people. So I'm just teaching you how to do that. So one thing, the first one is before you do anything, and I guess I stole this from Stephen Covey and I worked on it and I happen to continue to work on it, and I would probably die working on it, is work on yourself first. So the type of person that you want to be and the type of leader that you want to be, your first step is to make sure that you work on you. So anything that you're asking your people to do and you don't do yourself, then you need to check yourself and make sure that you revisit and, you know, lead from a place of, I can do it, so you can too. Because the truth of the matter is we're all blessed with unique gifts, but we all have the same capacity if we work hard to do the same exact things. So first things first, you work on yourself. Whatever you don't like in other people, you probably won't like it in yourself. Whatever you love about you, you'll probably love about other people. So just work on you. Okay, tip number 2. As a leader, your energy directly affects everyone else's energy in your organization. Believe it or not, if you show up to work cranky or with a face on or low energy, you are actually leading the tone of that company, organization, or institution. So you have to really own the way everything operates if you are a leader of your group. If there's anything great about the group, you can take credit. If there's anything bad about the group, you can take credit. It goes both ways. So just realize that you're in charge of your own feelings and your own energy, and be responsible for the energy you bring into your organization. So if you don't like the culture, first person to look at is you. Okay, number 3. I read this everywhere, and yes, it is a word. Positivity. Organizations that think positively and have a better outlook actually just have better results. This has been seen time and time again from different research that I've done. And I've noticed that everyone's just happier. And if we think about the bright side and we think about things turning out well, even though you go through challenges and obstacles, at the end of the day, they do. So that's number 3. Okay, do you have a low performer at your job? We all do, but it's up to you to kind of get to understand that person. So my first thing is that many times you're advised to, when you have a low performer on your staff, to write them up. I say, I don't think so. And the reason why I don't think so, as far as writing them up and whether it's been appropriate, because I've been there. And I've done that. And all that did was create a whole bunch of distrust. And it actually made things more difficult. And it created distrust with me and that employee. But it also created distrust among the entire organization, right? And so I looked at that and I said, I don't want to do that. You don't have to write them up. You can just actually have conversations and counsel people out. Either find something that works for them within your organization or find them a job somewhere else. That's taking the high road out. So write them up. A lot of people will tell you to do that. I say no. Number 5. Empower everyone. So it doesn't matter whether it is what role someone plays in your organization. Empower them to make really good decisions. There's a couple of reasons for that. Number 1, everyone feels more invested when they're empowered to make some type of decisions. And you need to learn how to not be a control freak. And if you're a leader, sometimes that ends up happening. But your role is to make sure you put the people in the right places so that you can empower everyone in their position. And, you know, if something goes wrong, it's not the end of the world. You can modify. So just make sure that, you know, you want to be empowered. And I think part of the reason why people decide to be their own boss or to be leaders is because they want to go kind of like by their own tune. So in this case, you can go by your own tune and just honor that for everyone else. And, you know, don't worry about it. Nothing's going to be so disastrous, but do not micromanage. Empower everyone. Number 6. Your job is also to identify and honor their strengths. So the people you work with, you have to get to know them personally and professionally. And then when you're able to identify what their strengths are, put them in a position that honors that, right? There's no need to go and against the current and make things hard. Go with the flow. Find the best place for those people, and then they'll just do a great job. And it's less things that you have to manage. That means a happier you. A happier leader means a happier organization. Okay, next. Your word must be golden. What does that mean? So, whatever I say, sorry, that's my puppies. Whatever I say and whatever I do, your word must be golden, right? So whatever you tell people is going to happen or not going to happen, you have to stick by your word, right? So if you say, you know what, every Friday it's gonna be, you know, a celebration, then you need to make every Friday a celebration. So whatever it is, be careful of what comes out of your mouth, because don't say things or make promises that you can't keep. And I think we learned this when we were young, but practicing it sometimes is not hard. It's better to under-promise than to over-promise. Okay, great. Number 8, think the best of everyone. Well, you have a choice, right? And I think it was Maya Angelou said, when you know better, you did better. And I believe that. I believe when people know better, they do better. And they come from a place sometimes that might be a place of fear. And, you know, just to understand them and to understand that and to redirect them. But, you know, really feel like everyone does their best when they show up. And you just help support them. Number 9, honor differences. So you really can't have an organization that's going to be highly, highly successful. You can have a good organization, like the book Good to Great, but it's not going to be great unless you honor people's differences. So everyone can't do things exactly the same. We are unique and different. Yes, and if I just honor that and go with the flow and help them to be the best them, and of course, help them work on things, don't get me wrong, but if you honor people's differences, you create things that are like extraordinary. So yeah, it wasn't in us all being the same that great things happen. It was actually us all being unique and different and bringing those gifts to the place we work. Okay, number 10, remind them of who they really are. Okay, and what that means is, you know, this is the spiritual part, right? So I believe that we're all born, you know, unique and different, but all with the capacity to obtain whatever we want. So someone told me when I was a little kid that, Tanya, you know, you can be anything you want in life. All you have to do is know it and then work for it, and you can do it. And I believe that. And I think that has contributed to my success because belief systems are so strong. So, you know, I always have to remind myself, listen, I am born, you know, I want to say it. I'm just going to say it. To me, I'm born as God's child. So I'm able to do everything He's granted to, you know, every human being on this earth. I just have to realize my full potential and make it happen. So you have to remind yourself of that, but you have to remind others of that. And it's true. They can do it. If you can do it, they can do it, right? Whatever they choose to do, they can do. Number 11, know your people. So everyone wants to be known. Everybody wants to be valued. Everyone wants to show up and, you know their name. You know something about them. Because this way you're actually able to identify ways to honor them, celebrate them, connect with them. So whatever opportunities you get to socialize, yes, socializing in the workplace and learning about your people, take that opportunity to do so. People are more important than paper, always. Okay, number 12, gifts and food do help. So I found that when we were able to have food at meetings, that puts people in a good mood because you cannot concentrate if you are hungry. So that's the first thing. And gifts, what do I mean by gifts? I mean anything that improves culture. Sometimes we had little jerseys and they said our names on the back to improve spirit. Depending on, you know, at one point everyone got laptops at one point, and of course I wanted to push the initiatives of what was going on, and the laptops will help me do that. But it was nice to be able to give them some kind of gift. Sometimes it's even just getting everyone a bottle of wine, right? Whatever you think. And sometimes they're actually individual gifts, meaning if you got some time and your organization is not too big, maybe even tailor the gift to what you know about the person. And it doesn't have to be expensive. It can be little things. Little things go a long way. Number 13. Never leave out the fun. Life is too short. You can go to work and you can have fun. Why not? So whatever someone wants to do to make things a little bit more fun, whatever can be done as far as the workplace, or a retreat, or just something stupid that you do. Like, you know, we used to do the stupid, I call it stupid, but it's not stupid. We would do hands in the middle, like you know how when you huddle with sports and we'll say a theme or something, or sometimes we would do, you know, icebreakers that had people acting like idiots. Whatever. The point is, have a little fun, live on the light side. It makes everybody happier and show up to work and be a little bit excited about coming, right? That's the point. Okay. Balance. Lead by example. So sometimes they say the way you know if you're an excellent leader is the number of leaders you actually create. So if you're not like creating more and more leaders, then you're not, you know, totally there yet. The more leaders you create, actually the better your leadership skills are. That's the point. So balance, I said lead by example. You know, everyone talks about balance in their lives, and people are not going to want your job or to take on your responsibilities if your life doesn't look great, right? If your life is not excellent. So you got to lead by example. If you're saying a couple of days a week you have to leave work early because you have family commitments, or maybe you just do me time and you go and get a massage or whatever that may be, going to my yoga class, whatever, spending time with my husband, whatever, right? So balance. You got to lead that balance by example. So you can't work 1,000,000 hours just at the job and totally have a balanced life. Yeah, so it starts with you. Starts with you. Balance. Lead by example. That doesn't mean it doesn't work hard, but work hard and play hard. Number 15. Everything is a work in progress. Okay, we have never arrived. Everything is something that we have to actually work on. So, at any point, no matter how good you are, how bad you are, it's going to change, right? And it should always be getting better. So don't knock yourself too bad. The truth is about progress. It's not about where you start. It's about continually to progress, right? Grow. Growing is the opposite of dying. So if you're not growing, you're dying. Remember that? So everything is a work in progress. No worries. Okay, this is number 16. So that kind of relates to the writing them up. Counsel them out. If you really want to be a better person and you really care about your people who you work with, help them find someplace else to go, right? If the place is not for them, and I've seen it many times, sometimes my place is not for them. Sometimes the vision is not aligned. Sometimes who knows what. And that's fine. But I should still be able to identify some of your strengths and help you find somewhere else to go, right? Help you find another job that will honor you, make you happy. Because the truth is, if we're contributing to the world, we have to contribute to those around us. And it actually turns out to be a win-win situation for the both of you. They get a better job, they're happy, they're more successful, and you find someone for the role that you need that, that's their strength, that fits with your vision. So counsel them out. Help them find something else. Have faith, believe, right? Another spiritual one. You got to have faith. You got to believe that things are going to happen. You have to be able to, live by faith and not by sight. And you have to be able to honor the daily miracles that happen. So in order to have faith, you have to believe. So it's not seeing that's believing. It's believing it, and then you will see it. And I've seen this play out many times in my life. So I have enough faith to believe for everyone. And my job is to make you have enough faith to believe for everyone. Okay. Change your thoughts. Change your experience. So this kind of thinks about your belief system. So number 18 would be, you know what? If something's not working, you have to examine the way you're thinking about it. If I'm thinking to myself negatively, or, I'm thinking anything that doesn't jive with what I want to create, I'm going to get an outcome of the way that I'm thinking. So the first thing is examine your thinking, dig deep, look at it, and you say, what's my root cause of these outcomes? What's going on here? How are my beliefs affecting what's turning out? Because what turns out is actually just a mirror of your beliefs. I know, that's a tough one, right? That's okay. Because you can change your beliefs. It's not true. You can change your beliefs. Just got to work on it. Put the right people in the right seat. Right? So the first step they always say is to get the people on the bus. Great. Once you get them on the bus, you got to see where they fit best. Should they be a driver? Should they be in the front leading the way? Should they be in the back monitoring the stinky bathroom? Should they be in the middle just checking to see what's going on sightseeing? So it's not only putting people on the bus, it's getting them in the right seat. And it should be a jigsaw, and it should change because people change, new people come in, and you should be flexible enough to rock with it. Number 20, miracles happen daily. We don't constitute things as miracles, but everything is. Think about the way our body functions. Think about things that we take for granted, like the internet that at one time didn't exist. It was a miracle once the internet did exist. Having a TV is a miracle, right? Birth is a miracle. All of these are miracles. So anything that happens is actually a miracle. So just feel happy that you're really blessed, because miracles happen all the time and around us. It just puts you in a good state of mind. Okay, Praise, praise, praise. Meaning when you see something good, you need to say it. Catch them being good, right? So anything that you find, I don't care what anybody says. A lot of people say, oh, you shouldn't really praise people because it should be intrinsic motivation, not someone else telling them, that they're doing something good. I'm not saying necessarily evaluating them. I'm saying, if there's something that you admire and that you see, even if it's, physical, having to do with their work, whatever, praise. There's enough hate in this world. Say something good to people. If you notice something good, let them know. It will be great to make their day better. And smile. Number 22, it's not about you. This is a hard one. So sometimes people might do things to you. And the truth of the matter is, when you examine your conscience and if you've been living, up to the best standards that you can, it's really not about you. Some people just bring their issues and things that happen to the table. And we all do it sometimes, right? We all do it sometimes. Some people do it more than not. But the more you can disconnect someone else's thoughts, someone else's bad attitude, or someone else's negative ways that impact you, just always remember, it's not about you. It's something else, right? So stop feeling bad. Stop being upset because it's not helping you. It's not helping them. Just realize it's their issue. It's not about you. Number 23. Someone can do it better than you. Oh my God. Someone can do it better than you. When you realize that you don't have to be in control of everything, but there's actually people who can do parts of the work better than you. Yes, it's true. It's very true. So find those people because you're supposed to be guiding the work, not necessarily getting too technical within the work. So yes, you're not the only one who's great and fantastic. There are many great and fantastic people working with you and that have unique abilities. Identify those and realize that you don't have to do everything. Someone can do the work better than you and maybe even be happier doing it. Okay. Number 24. Act out of love and not fear. What does that mean? Anytime you're doing something and you realize you're doing it because there's some fear involved, that you're afraid of what's going to happen if you do not do it that way, that's a problem because you're actually making your actions, your actions are motivated by fear. That stinks. That's the worst type of feeling in the world. So you just have to re-examine your conscience and you have to say, okay, where is this drive coming from? If it's coming from a place of love, meaning helping, positive, anything that's on the good end, then okay, your intentions are true, then it's fine. You act out of love. That's what you need to do. Then it's the right choice. But once you see that you're acting out of fear, you need to change that program. Fear is not accepted here. Sorry. Okay, number 25. Make decisions collaboratively. You don't know everything, and it saves you some time, and it makes actually great ideas better. You share your ideas with someone, and actually their feedback makes it better, and it actually helps communication and investment. So I don't understand why people have a hard time doing this, right? The best idea is going to be an idea that everybody kind of agrees with for the most part. There could be exceptions to the rule. I'm not saying there's not, but hey, be open, be transparent, let people get feedback, make decisions with other people involved. Number 26, don't power trip. Okay, when you go into a place as a leader or you have a title that says basically you're in charge, don't power trip. Because you're going to always have people bucking against you forever. Because you're going in there with some type of given authority. And people sense that and they don't like it. They don't like it and they don't want to work with you. And you might have this arrogance No, 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 no. Don't power trip. Your position should not determine what you say and how you say it and what you do. Your person, the person you want to be, should determine those things, not your position. So don't use your position as, a way to get people, or, you think that people just got to do what you say because you're in charge. That doesn't work. You're going to lose. Always. Okay? So don't power trip. Number 27, recognize and celebrate success. So sometimes, we're in the grinds and there's a lot of good things going on, but we're always thinking about what the bad things are, like, what needs to be improved, that sometimes we don't take time to stop and smell the roses and really say, hey, we have had some progress here. So, you got to make this kind of your routine. You got to stop and say, listen, this is something that we're thankful for, or we've done a great job here, and take time to let your hair down and have a little fun. So recognize and celebrate success for everyone, 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 everyone. Don't exclude anyone. Everyone should be part of the celebration. Number 28, claim it, claim it, claim it. Okay, I learned this actually from Anthony Robbins, and I did one of these coaching things, and I had to say incantations, which are just like affirmations, but you got to feel it with your soul and spirit, and say it enough times, believe it, and claim it. Claim what you want to come out. What's the worst thing that can happen? Maybe it'd be a little deviated from the plan, maybe it'd be a little bit different, but I found that usually what ends up turning out, if it's not exactly what I claimed, it's better. So put it out there, believe it, taste it, smell it, feel it, claim it. Okay, and last but not least, you can't be anyone else. You have to be you. You can be the best you, but you still have to be you. So I used to think when I first got into my leadership position, I used to watch people and I used to say, oh, I'm going to be like that, or I'm going to be like that, or I'm going to be like that. And then I just realized I can't be like anybody. I can just be the best me. And when I accepted that that's all I could be, was the best me, and for me to keep growing and learning, when I accepted all of that, great things started to happen. So you are born great. You have everything that's great. And you have gifts to bring into this world. So just be you. So those are my 29 tips on spiritual leadership. How to be the best leader you can be. Live a long, healthy, and happy life. And help others to be leaders too. I hope you enjoyed it. And I'll be following up with you and maybe talk about some of these things in more detail. Thanks for taking your time to be with me today and to listen to my tips. And nothing else. Bye.